Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Mr. Tane Danger. Come on, Tane.
Yay! Oh, that's it. Nobody cares. That's good. Hi, everybody. I love this. This is like a high school prom, like everyone's standing at the corners not talking to me. All right. Hi, everyone. So excited to have you all here. Part of my job right now is to ask you all to come start to find your seats. We gave you an extra 10 minutes of music just so that you could find the perfect seat for you. And while you are doing that, we are going to actually start our show. We have a very special set of videos. I really did my best to try and get Senator Smith and Senator Klobuchar to come here and read meme tweets about themselves, but they declined. There is actually, in fairness to them, a lot that is going on in the world. I don't know if anybody opens a newspaper these days. It's complicated times. So we are incredibly grateful, though, that they did take the time to send these unique messages for this program today. So please, as you are finding your seats in the House, a big round of applause as we get started with a couple of special messages from U.S. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith.
The rescue plan, the CARES bill, getting the funding out by thanking our hosts, Jonathan and Tane. You know, the great David Letterman once said that being a talk show host falls neatly in between fine art and pizza delivery. I don't know what end you two are on, but anyway, that's what he once said. To all the leaders who've joined us today, thank you. I know this is such a difficult time. We've all been through hell, but you guys somehow have kept going. First, the pandemic cost many of you a lot of business, and now you got workforce shortages. You know, you've got issues depending on where you are with employees with childcare or high housing. You've had to go, people get coronavirus, and then you got to figure out how to deal with it. You've got employees, I'm sure, that have gotten really sick and some that can bounce back right away. And then we've got outdated immigration policies that really slow us down when it comes to workforce. I think you know that I've taken on some of those things, including the rescue plan, the CARES bill, getting the funding out with the PPP program, and a number of other things like Save Our Stages. And that's all good. But now that we see the lighthouse on the horizon, the Duluth mayor says that, I like it, we now need to look at some of these long-term challenges, like the child care issue, like the outdated immigration policies, both of which will really help when it comes to workforce. And then, of course, something you all do every day, recruiting new employees, trying to find new pools of employees, looking at apprenticeships and getting kids while they're in high school and out of high school into lucrative jobs that we need workers. Through it all, you have persevered and continued to drive our economic recovery in the Twin Cities and throughout our state. And as we move forward, I want you to know I'm laser focused on moving our economy forward by making progress on the fundamentals, infrastructure, and workforce development, both of which help business in our community grow. Truth is that while 2021 was the greatest year for job growth in American history, the pandemic took a significant toll on the workforce. Tragically, nearly 200,000 working-age Americans have died from the coronavirus, and 5 million other workers left the workforce as a result of the pandemic. We need to help Americans access apprenticeships, as I mentioned, skills training, community college. I don't know how many times I said when I was running for president on that debate stage, that we're not going to have a shortage of sports marketing degrees. Okay, maybe that's some of your businesses. Apologize right now. But we're going to have a shortage of plumbers and healthcare workers and technology people. Finally, I am really excited about our bid on the World Expo. While it is in Bloomington, I think you know it's going to help all of our Minnesota businesses, particularly in Minneapolis and St. Paul. So we're excited about working on that. And I was happy to pair up with Jonathan on that. And I actually talked to the president about it, Jonathan, when I was on Air Force One. How good is that? And talked to Tony Blinken, talked to Gina Raimondo, who's going to be traveling to UAE this week. Briefed her on it. So there's a lot going on that front as well. So I want to thank you. I end with a note of optimism for so many reasons, whether it was what happened, the murder of George Floyd, whether it was the damage we've seen to buildings in Minneapolis especially, whether it was the pandemic, whether it was just people feeling disconnected. I want us to look now to the horizon. I want us to look at where we can go at bringing our employees back. Some of them will still be remote, I know that, but as much as possible, we're bringing people back so they can connect again to each other. So let's look to the spring and the warm weather coming down the way with positive vibes, because I think we've gotten through the worst of this, and the best is yet to come. Thanks, everyone. Can't wait to see you in person.
Hi, everyone. I'm Senator Tina Smith, and it is great to be with you. I want to say thank you especially to Jonathan Weinhagen for inviting me, and to Grace Walls, my former employee, for inviting me to be with you all tonight. So, over the course of the pandemic, Minneapolis and Minnesota have faced big challenges, and I know that you all have seen and lived these challenges over the past few years. It's been hard, but we've also seen incredible flexibility and resilience and creativity from Minnesota businesses as you and your employees have figured out how to adapt. And now we are getting back on track. The Minnesota and national economy is roaring back. Since January of 2021, more than 6 million Americans have gone back to work. Our unemployment rate is low, and real incomes for families have increased. Minnesota manufacturers had a strong year and are hiring as our economy is seeing the fastest economic growth since 1984. And as Omicron is dramatically declining, it is great that we have the tools we need: vaccines, boosters, rapid testing, and new antiviral drugs to manage the risks of the pandemic so that we have the freedom to get back to our lives. The Infrastructure and Jobs Act, which President Biden signed into law, will bring billions to Minnesota so that we can finally fix our roads and bridges and ports and drinking water systems, projects that have been calling out for attention for years. And many of you have told me that the American Rescue Plan was crucial to stabilizing your businesses during the heat of the pandemic. Now, we have much more work to do, of course. Minnesota businesses and families are struggling with high prices right now. And I know that many of you are coping with significant workforce shortages too. So this is why I'm working in the Senate to pass legislation to lower the cost of childcare and health care, including prescription drugs. In his State of the Union address, President Biden also put forward great ideas for how to fix the supply chain challenges that are contributing to rising prices and making life just more difficult for all of us. So I am grateful for you all for your commitment to Minnesota. Thank you for having me join you virtually.
Welcome to the Minneapolis.
call it Last Call in the City of St. Paul. Let's hit it.
Okay, oh, that's fun. Good times. All right. Hi.
Well, good afternoon, good evening.
I'm so
Hello.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. Great monologue.
It is awesome to be here. So let's give a big round of applause to our presenting sponsors, Target, and our other sponsors tonight, Huntington Bank and Western Governors University. All right. And how about this beautiful set, courtesy of Atmosphere Commercial Interiors? And my sidekick tonight, Mr. Tane Danger, Minnesota's favorite, maybe only civic comedian. So Tane, I know the folks from your company, the Theater for Public Policy, spent a lot of time and wrote a lot of tonight's show, but what are you doing here?
So I have two jobs with tonight's show. I am here to laugh at all of your jokes and to tell you when a bit has gone too long and we need to move on.
So you'll really laugh at anything? I was just asking the question. That wasn't the joke.
Oh my gosh, this guy is hilarious. I love this.
I mean,
This
I
is
could
great.
tell a joke.
Okay, we are out of time for this bit. So if you just want to move on, that's great.
All right, my first guest tonight
Thank you.
serves as the 41st governor of the great state of Minnesota. Please join me in welcoming Governor Tim Walz.
Oh, listen to that. Oh. Good to see you. Thank you. Wow, this is nice.
Well, Governor, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Well, thank you for having me. This is kind of exciting in the afternoon and in person. Thank you for that.
Isn't it great? You know, my team vetoed my wardrobe change, or I'd be in buffalo plaid flannel, but I did rock the buffalo plaid
Thank
socks.
you for that. I feel like I should have trademarked that. It got really hot. I saw Target was selling it and everybody else. So
It's perfect. So let's jump right in. A lot happening around the world, certainly a lot happening in Minnesota. This is a comedy show, so we'll do a little bit of comedy. I'm thinking of a number, and you guessed it, $9.253 billion, right? The state's budget surplus. Governor, you have outlined a plan for how we could invest that surplus. We'd love to hear a little bit about that plan, and as importantly, how are you feeling about the partnership or lack thereof with the legislature as we think about how to invest those dollars?
yeah, well, it's good to see you. Well, my staff led me to believe I was going to be able to do my Taylor Swift medley, but I guess it's a political question.
There's still
You're missing
time.
out. There's still time. No, it's good to see you all. Thanks for being here, and thanks to the Chamber and Jonathan for your leadership. Every cliche over the last 2 years has been used, but you're still standing. We're all still standing. The budget surplus, you would tend to think would be a good thing, but it gives us opportunities, but it gives us the opportunity to compromise. And I believe the best things we can do is, coming out of COVID, is to pay that UI trust fund back, invest in our workforce, give that money back. I think immediately we're seeing gas prices go up. The Russian invasion is going to cause that. Give some permanent tax cuts, and then invest in the things that businesses are telling us and families are telling us. Make childcare more affordable, make sure our schools are delivering and make the best quality that we can get, and make sure healthcare is more affordable. All of those things lowers costs for businesses, makes Minnesota a great state to live. We can do that all with what we have. So I think it's the bipartisanship. We met this afternoon, seems solid. Obviously, everybody's kind of posturing. They want their thing right now. The good news is most of those overlap. And so I think you should expect results. I think there should be some pressure put on to not let this drag out into May, to get some of these things done as quickly as possible. Give certainty where we can have certainty, because the world's not going to give it to us. And let Minnesotans do what they do best.
Thank you, Governor. You know, we've spent a lot of time talking about the last 2 years. You mentioned it. Every cliche in the world could be used, and it certainly has been. And we're looking forward, right? I've heard you say it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're headed into a better future. Can you talk about what you're most excited about for the days ahead for Minnesotans?
Yeah, well, hospitalizations today, just as a side note, are the lowest they've been since at any time in the pandemic, since early May of 2020. That's a good thing. It looks like on the horizon that these subvariants aren't there. I think the lessons we've learned, and again, thinking back to May of 2020, what we didn't know then, with what we have now in terms of vaccines, some of the things we can use if you end up in the hospital to reduce that stay, reduce the severity, all those things I think position us well going forward. And then I think for all of you, you're learning what a post-pandemic world looks like in terms of your workforce. I heard you ask the questions, who's gone back to work? We get the groans and the yes or the whatever. That's going to be mixed. You're going to have to figure out how to do that. And then the buying and spending patterns. So I think for me, whether it be how do we invest in the best education system? How do we lead the world as we transform to clean energy? How do we tackle issues like public safety in a way that brings the whole community together? I'm excited about it because I think coming through these 2 years, we've seen that we're still standing. We've seen that we've learned. We've seen that we've come together in many areas. I'm not naive. I got a freshman son, and we were walking through the Capitol the other day. He's looking at those pictures of the governors. He said, man, this is awful, Dad. Your pictures, you're going to have to be wearing a mask, and that's going to stink. And I'm like, I'm sick of the damn masks. You're all sick of them. But the point being was we got through it. And I'm most hopeful that I think this budget situation where we're at and the potential for that, what that new economy looks like, Minnesota's always led in that. And we saw it again, leading in testing around COVID, leading in some of the treatments around COVID, and seeing that collaboration that Minnesota's most famous for is strong still.
All right, Governor, last question. Late last year, you led a trade mission to the UK and to Finland. A great group of Minnesotans went to sell our state. A huge opportunity there. So the important question, favorite person on the delegation, and Gwen doesn't count.
Yeah, well, we had the best and brightest, obviously, that were along on this, and we did go and appreciate Jonathan's and Minneapolis Chamber's viewpoint there. In all seriousness, it was very encouraging to me. Minnesota as a destination, many of you are trying to do this, to listen and to watch how our European allies are viewing where they're going to invest. States that are leading on ESG issues, states that are thinking about what that future is going to look like, and watching how Minnesota companies and Minnesota business leaders interacted with folks who are hungry to do that investment was really encouraging to me. And it was fascinating in the UK because there's a clear division line of those who are absolutely convinced that Brexit was the best thing, and then 100% of people who are looking like hell for trade deals, knowing that they need them now. So those types of things, Minnesota's well positioned. And I think whether it was in water quality, whether it was in medical, it was interesting to see downtown London, Mayo Clinic, right down there, and how the Brits viewed this. Yeah, it's exciting of how they viewed that. And then all the peripherals that were starting to spring up around that in things like the British version of Medical Alley that we have right here. So that delegation was great. You were well represented. I have to say,
he really is dancing around this question, folks.
That's what I'm convinced it's the people now who are believe the Finns believe that there's 6 million Minnesotans ready to buy saunas, and they really are trying to sell us on that. So if you're in the market for it, the Finns are ready to sell them.
Well, Governor, I want to thank you for your leadership, your partnership, most importantly, your friendship. It's been a tough couple of years. This guy never doesn't take my call. He sometimes regrets it, but we really appreciate you being here today and all the work that you're doing on behalf of our region and in Minnesota. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jonathan. Thank you, guys.
Target team that equitably reflects the community, a net zero.
But as a company, Target went into business to serve people.
Our primary mission is to accelerate the alignment of available talent that we have in our various communities with the actual needs, current demand that employers have when they're trying to fill jobs. It's very easy for any of us to have our preconceived ideas about what the problem really is and how to solve it. And so we get into, again, the data to objectively lift up what is the employer need looking like and how can we best meet it. We work with our employer partners to really validate what we're seeing with current demand and real-time talent needs in the marketplace. Then we bring in all the supply side partners who educate and train, work with various community organizations to really ensure that all people have access to the programming and training that helps them really get great jobs that will provide career paths and living wages. It's really been helpful to be aligned with the Chamber's Foundation, knowing that they are intentionally working to bring in cross-sector contributions to align the workforce more equitably and intentionally with employer needs. We can all do this more intelligently. Often, it's larger corporations that have the resources and the capabilities. Small to mid-sized employers just don't have the bandwidth. Talent pipeline management lends itself to employers of all sizes who share the same need for talent to really work together. It's really about our economy and our economic stability and growth as a state. The worker piece is now more key, but it's always been a key component of keeping our GDP able to grow and businesses able to thrive so that all Minnesotans can have a better quality of life and purposeful careers. A lot of real-time talent's current labor market research is done by public sector partners. All of that data is available, and we hope the Chamber members are taking advantage of that.
Elevate Futures, which is the Chamber's workforce initiative, is really focused on finding the skilled workers for our businesses that they need to grow and thrive. These partners, they are instrumental because they really allow us to complete that circle of the workforce ecosystem, right? Bringing education, business, and training providers, nonprofit partners together. We do this by connecting students with businesses through career exploration, work-based learning opportunities, and opportunities for businesses to meet with educators.
The Minneapolis Chamber Foundation is focused on connecting the education system with the business community by utilizing our digital platform, Elevate Futures, to rewrite the script and to change up the process. The foundation's focus is to showcase different careers and to direct job seekers towards career pathways they may have previously avoided based on something as simple as not knowing it's available to them.
The students who are in school today, the jobs that they're going to have are jobs that don't even exist right now. And a really key part of our Elevate Futures initiative is actually a digital platform. And this is kind of the tool that we can use to bring all of these different groups and partners together. In addition to that career exploration, it also provides opportunities for local businesses to post jobs, to connect with a whole talent pool that perhaps they're not connecting with.
When we can show a job seeker or a student in exploration mode that the skills needed and the responsibilities of a job are not outside of their reach, or we can introduce an employer to a previously unexplored pool of talent, well, that's what it's all about.
The key to all of this work is business engagement. We need businesses who will engage with classrooms, who will set up a profile on Elevate Futures.
The workforce shortage did not sneak up on us. The last 2 years have certainly made it more painful. And at the Minneapolis Chamber Foundation, we believe that if we work towards solving the awareness gap, we will make significant impact on the talent gap.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, my next guest is the mayor of the beautiful city of Bloomington. Please help me welcome Mayor Tim Bussey.
How are you, sir?
Hey, doing well, man? Mayor Bussey, you're looking sharp.
Thank you very much, and you as always.
Thanks for being here.
Happy to be here.
So let's jump right in. You know, a lot happening in Bloomington, but we only have like a couple of minutes to chat today. One of the big things is the opportunity for our region to compete as the United States bid for the 2027 World Expo, and it would be hosted right in Bloomington, Minnesota. We'd love to hear a little bit about that.
Right in Bloomington, Minnesota. And the thing we hear from most people, so when we hear World Expo, it's the same thing as World's Fair, and the first question we hear from most people is, they still do those? And yes, they still do World's Fairs, World's Expos. And we have a great opportunity to host the 2027 World Expo in Bloomington, Minnesota, as the host for the United States of America.
I mean, incredibly exciting, right? Well, I can tell you, your chamber has been along your side. Not that I gallivant all around the world, but we were in Dubai a couple of weeks ago
Yes, we
exploring the expo. over there learning, advancing our bid. And we're going to be there every step of the way right up until the United States and the city of Bloomington wins that bid.
We greatly appreciate that, and we'll look for the support from everybody. It's incredibly exciting. It will be a 3-month event. We'd look at, there'd probably 12 million people visiting the expo, but the key, of course, would be the long-term benefits, the legacy of what the expo would leave here in terms of economic development and job growth in not just Bloomington, but in the Twin Cities and across Minnesota.
That's fabulous. Well, Mayor, we're going to keep you in the hot seat a little bit longer because I understand you maybe have something a little bit special for us this evening.
You know, Jonathan, I know I don't look like it, but I am old enough to remember some of the classic comedy bits on late night television, and I absolutely love the classic bits, the old stuff that different comedians used to do.
Are we, I don't mean to interrupt, but are we talking about doing a classic comedy bit? Because this is like the one thing that I have to contribute to this show, if that's...
I would agree.
I thank you. Jonathan, would you mind if I, like,
should I?
Yeah, you can take 5.
Like restroom break?
The show, yeah, it's good. You've been working hard. You have to talk to the governor. It's all kinds of stuff.
I'll be back.
Yeah, a big round of applause. Jonathan Weinhagen, this is good. This is great. So, Mayor, I'm going to just rearrange some things. So,
Do
Mayor
that, yes.
Bussey, so just, tell me, what is your favorite comedy bit?
Classic comedy bits. My favorite, of course, is Stupid Pet Tricks, but I was told, no, that's not going to work here. Wrong network, wrong guy. And did you know you can't bring a donkey in here?
I did not know
I did not know that either. I thought this was America. I mean, come on. But you couldn't bring a donkey in here. So the second thought was, when Johnny Carson would do Karnak the Magnificent, that was the funniest darn thing. When he...
Thank you.
love
There
for
are
Karnak.
a handful of people in the audience
enough to
over the
remember
age of 50, apparently, who watched television in the 70s. So,
When Carson would put on that magic hat and do the Karnak bit, that was, I thought, the funniest and most creative thing that was on late night television. I absolutely loved it.
so for folks who aren't aware or familiar, Karnak the Magnificent was a bit Johnny Carson did. He would put on a large hat, and he would become Karnak the Magnificent, who could be able to answer questions that he had never seen before. So he would know the answer to this question, even though he had not actually seen the question yet. And this is your favorite bit.
You are correct, sir.
And if I were to give you a magic hat,
You
would
have-
you be able to do the Karnak bit? Mayor Tim Bussey. Thank you, applause
A
signs.
magic hat.
Because it just so happens, as you're putting that on, I have a set of envelopes with questions inside. How exciting. And now, just to be clear, you have never seen the questions that are inside of these, but you will be able to give us the answer to the question without having seen it previously.
That is exactly right.
All right, sir, here you are, your first envelope.
I'm going to need complete silence. Complete silence.
Like this?
Complete silence. Thank
Got
you.
it. Good.
A jet ski.
Jet ski.
What floats and would hurt if it fell out of a tree on you?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that's good. I've got 6 of these.
Six of them.
Sit down.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. What did Elsa do when handed a balloon?
Come on, that's for the kids. Thank you. That's good. All right, I'm moving along, handing you the next envelope.
A snowbank.
Snowbank. Seasonally appropriate.
A snowbank.
Yeah.
Where does a polar bear keep his money?
Love it. Come on, folks. This is
They
great.
don't get any better, gang.
Here we go. This is good. No, this is fabulous.
3 cocktails.
Go on.
What is it going to take to get us through the rest of this bit?
Hey, everybody!
Hey, here we go.
Weinhagen's back. That's
Thanks,
good.
sir.
Go.
Oh, yes.
One for
thank
you.
So this is
Full
such
luck, one for
service.
me.
One for you.
Can I come back?
Oh, please, come back.
Little something for you here, Sam.
oh,
Thanks very
perfect.
much.
I'm not sure if that is legal. Anyway, let's move on. That's good. Tip your bartenders tonight. Fillmore's doing a great job. All right, here we go. A couple more. 3 more. This is good.
Hard to watch. Jonathan going down a water slide at the Water Park of America in a Speedo.
Hurtful. Okay, then cheers. All right, this is the final envelope. The biggest applause I'm going to get tonight.
May Aaron Rodgers take a shine to your sister.
Hey-o, here you go. Here's the envelope.
This is a family show.
Lip sync battle. The finale of next year's drag race-themed Minneapolis Regional Chamber annual meeting.
A big round of applause, everybody. Mayor Tim Bussey, the magnificent.
Thank you, sir.
There's a great video that I skipped, and we're going to get back to that later. But first,
it's a live show, everybody.
We're going to chat with our friends, our leadership team, partners of mine. Cassie, great to see you here. You know, I remember last year you zoomed in from a non-disclosed location, and today you're here sitting on a couch. How great is that?
This is definitely an improvement from my kitchen.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's been, could you say, a tumultuous couple of years leading the chamber?
It's been a challenge. It's been a little crazy, but that's all right.
Could you have ever imagined a term like this when you signed up for it?
No, you didn't mention any of
You're
this
welcome.
was going to happen. Yeah, thank you, thank you. No, in all seriousness, I am incredibly proud of the work that our team has done, the work that our members have done. I lead HR for McGough, and like many of you in the business, it was like we had to throw all of our plans out the window, get planted in that new normal on the daily, weekly, whatever that next twist was going to be, and figure out how we were going to forge ahead. And I am so proud of the work that this team has done, the work that our members have done, coming out of it in a really strong place.
I couldn't agree more. Every single day I talk to employers across the region. Many of them are here today, and we hear that exact same thing. They've been innovating, they've been changing, they've been adapting, and I think the future is really bright.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last 2 years really drove a really necessary pause and drove the need to really listen. And I think that we have collectively raised our voices when it was incredibly necessary to support our businesses, right, when those moments really mattered. Our chamber has over 2,300 members today, and so our capacity to make an incredible imprint on this region is profound.
Well, the stakes have never been higher. As we think about emerging from this pandemic, as we hear from the governor, we talk about the brighter future for Minnesota and for this region, we're really well positioned. And what you've already heard a little bit of tonight is that innovation, that thinking and leaning in towards the future as an organization.
Yep, absolutely. The partnerships that we forged, new partnerships, creative partnerships, I mean, we talked a little bit about that last year. Fast forward and where they're at today, I don't think we could have honestly imagined it. So we are just so positioned well going forward. We've got some amazing work coming here over the next year. I'm particularly excited about the Elevating Business Program and what that has the potential to do for our businesses in our community. Oh wait, was I not supposed to mention that?
You actually teed it up perfectly. It's almost like we wrote this script. So let's check out Elevate Business.
Hi, I'm Marion Green, Hennepin County Commissioner and Chair of the Board, and I am so glad to be with you again at your annual meeting. Last year at First Avenue, we highlighted the exciting news about the launch of the Elevate Business HC program. This year, the great news is that we continue to provide Hennepin County businesses with no-cost technical services, educational opportunities, and events all in one place. Over 1,000 of you have used this tool, and as a result, we're investing even more in the services and the technology. Stay tuned. Hennepin County and the Minneapolis Regional Chamber have more in store in 2022.
Commissioner Green is right. 2022 is going to be a great year of growth for Elevate Business. The Elevate Business team has been working hard over the last 12 months to make improvements to our already unique service platform. We've engaged a new technology partner to help increase accessibility, and we've had a great response so far to those changes. Our business professionals continue to provide pro bono services to companies in Hennepin County. We've increased the number of educational opportunities on the Elevate Business platform, and you can now find sources from across the state and the region. We've got big things planned this summer, so please stay tuned. And in the meantime, visit elevatebusinesshc.com.
All right, a great example of the work that the Chamber is embarking on. Cassie, thank you so much for your service on the board. Hate to break it to you, you're stuck with me for another 9 months. Before you turn over the gavel to our next guest, Mr. Daryl German, the Regional President for Huntington Bank. Daryl, good afternoon, good evening, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Jonathan, for having me.
We're glad to have you. So, exciting news yesterday. We officially announced you as the incoming chair. Grateful for your commitment and willingness to jump on board. You know, to that end, you're relatively new to our marketplace. I'd love to hear some of your first impressions. How are you thinking about the Minneapolis-St. Paul region?
You know, well, first, again, thanks for the opportunity, and clearly you threw me in the deep end of the pool in such a short time here. But just being in the market now a little over 13 months, I see a wealth of opportunity for just Minneapolis as it's growing, all the various businesses here, clearly with the number of Fortune 500 companies here, and as that cascades down to the middle market area, we see at Huntington, and I got to give a shout out to my Huntington colleagues out here, that we could be the bank for everyone. So as I look at Minneapolis, as it continues to grow and prosper, we want to be part of that ecosystem and help build on what you've already started.
Yeah, and you hit on that middle market. You know, we've had a lot of conversations about this incredible Fortune 500 economy that has fueled us and continues to, but the incredible opportunity for us as an organization and for this region to really dig in. So would love a few of your perspectives on how you're thinking about leading the Chamber into the next couple of years.
I think it's about intentionality. We're definitely leaning in terms of we have speed to market capabilities and leveraging the Chamber and the foundation, again, of what you guys have already set forward. You know, just building a holistic program, right? And not just be about large business, but small business, and bringing the two together, and coupled with that as the community, and building a holistic, you know, ecosystem for the entire marketplace.
Daryl, couldn't be more excited to have you on the team and look forward to our partnership and leadership and friendship moving into the future. Want to continue the trend of exploring some of the great new work that the Chamber is embarking on. So we're going to watch another clip.
In our state, data shows that we're losing $5.1 billion a year by not utilizing talents within the immigrant and refugee communities.
Last summer, the Minneapolis Regional Chamber and the City of Minneapolis, in partnership with New American Economy, examined the important role immigrants and refugees play in our region's economy. The report made clear what many of us already knew. Immigrant talent is essential to our economic competitiveness.
If they do not know somebody and they apply, most likely because of their name sounding different or their accent, their applications will be rejected.
We don't have somebody who can show us how to navigate. We don't know how to network. Some of our cultures teach us to just smile and say yes.
So there are a lot of immigrants and refugees that do not have that support system, especially those that have been foreign educated.
They need access, and we don't want entry level anymore. We don't want just manufacturing work. We want to have a seat at every table.
There is a high need to create strategies that close the gap between or the disconnect between employers, the business community, and immigrant and refugee talents. And that is why it's important to have this program.
I think really creating mentorship programs that are intentionally about getting a new talent to come in the door that are of different backgrounds and cultures, pairing them with people who look like themselves, and saying we're not just getting you in the door to fix our entry-level or mid-level problems. We want you to grow and be a leader to actually change the dynamics of this company.
We can create these strategies that will educate and train employers to be able to approach and hire, as well as retain and promote immigrants and refugee talents.
If you have somebody who looks like you, who you can trust and feel like can show you the way or see them do it, you're going to push to do it more.
Many of our small businesses are immigrant owned, bringing vibrancy, good jobs, and economic growth to our communities. By welcoming new Americans with a unique range of skills, our region is making an important investment in its future.
The Gateways to Growth, it will create a strategy to unify all of our efforts.
It's about really being a bridge for other people.
In the next phase, the Minneapolis Regional Chamber is working with our partners on a multi-sector strategic effort that will help create a region that is welcoming for everyone.
All right, all right, all right.
All right.
My next guest.
I think this is going well. I just wanted to take a moment to say
Just like to pause?
Yeah,
and
I don't know.
think
I
it's
just
pretty,
the M&Ms are good.
pretty
I got
good.
this. I got this bottle of Gator or Mountain Dew that the governor didn't drink that I'm going to sell on eBay. So that's my payment for the night. Thank you.
That's
Good.
perfect.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's good. So yeah, I'm very happy. The band's great. Everything. I got a cocktail. Yeah. What do you want?
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
It's great. It's good stuff. All right. So I don't know. Who do you have next? It seems like things are good.
We've got a guy. I got a guy.
Great. I'm ready. I'm excited.
My next guest probably needs no introduction. He is Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. Mayor Frey, welcome.
Oh, Jonathan, it's been a pleasure to be here.
So, you know, I apologize, but for someone who has often been called hip, and that hip young mayor, you seem to have aged tremendously.
Jonathan, I still have it. You know, the last couple years have been a bit of an endurance sport, to say the least. But no, I still have it in every respect. Would a non-cool mayor on a Thursday night be watching the hippest channel in all of America, Jonathan, which is, of course, CBS? Would they be watching Law & Order? Law & Order is coming back, Jonathan. It's coming back on the television, at least.
Jacob, are you telling me that you spend your free time watching decades-old reruns on CBS? What happened to the guy who used to talk about going to Commons Park and making out?
Well, you know, Jonathan, I do still go to the Commons Park. I want you to know, but what I find the most fulfilling these days is feeding birds at the Commons Park. You know, they're wonderful. They land on the side of the stoop sitting next to you. I have bird seed, Jonathan. I have bird seed with me that I keep and I walk around with. Jonathan, would you like some?
I'm okay.
Would you like some bird seed?
I'm good. I'm good.
How about some Werther's Original candy? You know, they're classics. They're caramel,
if I say yes,
sugar-free.
can we go back to regular Mayor Frey? Because this is creeping me out.
Yes, please, let's do that.
Well, Mayor, in all seriousness,
the bit is done.
It has. Well, let's give the mayor a round of applause. You know, Mayor, it has been a hell of a couple of years, and I'm going to join you on the couch because the two of us have sat on not just a couple of couches over the course of the last 2 years, sometimes in your apartment, sometimes in our offices, battling the challenges that leaders face. And you've certainly done that. You know, I've been impressed by the resilience that you've shown, by the leadership that you've shown, but I think most importantly in recent months, the reflections that you've had on yourself as a leader. I'd love to hear a little bit about how the last 2 years on so many fronts have changed you.
The job that I had for my first 2 years as mayor and the second 2 years of mayor, it is not the same job at all. And when you go through experiences that we had, from a global pandemic to the murder of George Floyd and the subsequent unrest, dramatic increases in violent crime, and massive attrition from our police department. That's just naming a few. You learn a lot of lessons. But the good news is that you take those lessons and you use them to become a better mayor and hopefully a better person. And undoubtedly, we're using those going forward. And we've got a lot of momentum right now to get things right.
And you've also learned to be a dad. I mean, sometimes Frida was sitting on that couch with us.
That's right, you know, and I think it's one of the most cliche things to say in the world, that a kid changes your perspective. But yeah, Frida has been both the reprieve from everything else that's been happening in the world and in Minneapolis, and at the same time has changed both the perspective as well as the urgency in getting some of these really important measures done.
So maybe we spend a lot of time reflecting on the past, obsessing about decisions we've made. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the future. Just a week and a half ago, you and I had an opportunity to stand in the atrium of the brand new RBC Gateway Tower in downtown Minneapolis and cut a ribbon and welcome that incredible new investment. We've heard tonight about all the companies that are coming back. Talk to us about your next 4 years and the vision you have for this city that you love and that we all love.
As much as we have been through, we are so primed to get this right and not just get back to the old normal, but to ultimately blow by it. I mean, in terms of business, you mentioned the opening of RBC, which is one of the largest, perhaps the largest commercial building that has gone up in decades in our city. We've got Deluxe, which is bringing about 600 employees to downtown Minneapolis. We've got a number of small local businesses both opening and reopening all at the same time, which is providing this beautiful symbiosis. And I'll tell you, there are certain facets which we also need to get right in government. Safety. We're bringing on a new chief. We're going to be integrating our system of public safety, and we now have, or will have, a new government structure that is, people call it the strong mayor system. It's really just the regular mayor system. That is going to enable us to act a whole lot more quickly, efficiently, and be more responsive to what's happening on the ground. And we've got this incredibly resilient community. The businesses, local residents. I mean, we are not messing around with the future. We're making sure that we're bulldozing ahead.
Mayor, thank you for your leadership through these past couple of years. Thank you for your partnership and friendship. And thank you for being here tonight.
Jonathan, you have been there every step of the way through thick and thin. Thank you to the Chamber. Thank you to all of the business leaders out there that have really gone through so much through this pandemic. We're in this together. We're going to rebound and find forward.
Mayor Jacob Fry, everyone. Yeah, great job.
Target went into business to serve people, to benefit our team, our guests, and communities. For nearly 60 years, we've done that, both through our core business and through corporate responsibility and sustainable practices. But as a company and a member of the global community, we embrace new ways to move forward. So today, we're sharing our vision for the next chapter of sustainability at Target, in a way that builds on our legacy and company purpose, and further puts our business to use for both people and the planet, for generations to come. It's a driving force for our future that we're calling Target Forward.
Target Forward is grounded in a vision to co-create an equitable and regenerative future together with our guests, our partners, and our communities. We are setting our sights higher to restore and regrow the natural systems we rely on so more people can thrive, and to help all families discover the joy of everyday life.
We're putting our business, team, and partnerships to work towards 3 critically important ambitions: designing and elevating sustainable brands, innovating to eliminate waste, and accelerating opportunity and equity.
These ambitions include a number of key goals, and they will guide our decisions. We want guests to turn to Target first when they think about sustainability. That's why by 2030, we aim to be the market leader for curating, creating inclusive and affordable sustainable brands and experiences. By 2040, we plan for 100% of our own brand products to be designed for a circular future, and we intend to be a net zero enterprise. By 2030, we aim to build a Target team that equitably reflects the communities we serve, beginning with our plans to increase Black team member representation by 20% by 2023. and Target and the Target Foundation will become even more deeply ingrained within our communities, lifting up the voices and unique perspectives of our community members to maximize the positive impact we can create together.
Unilever and our purpose-driven brands look forward to partnering with Target to help drive our industry even further in improving the health of our planet.
We have a shared mission, and that is creating an economy that works equally well for everyone.
We strongly believe that in setting these goals, Target is charting a bold new course based on a clear-eyed understanding that sustainable business strategies are crucial not only for lasting business success, but for building a truly just and sustainable world.
We're proud of how deeply Target is woven into the fabric of American life and the global economy. And we embrace the responsibility that comes with that. With the support of our full Target team, we couldn't be more optimistic about working together with our guests, community partners, manufacturers, and suppliers on a regenerative and equitable future for all. And we're more than ready to keep moving Target forward.
First, let's step back. Get some perspective. Look at us, humanity. As a species, we are awe-inspiring. The supply chains we create, economies, cities, neighborhoods, the connections we build. And running through this network, the reason it's able to function, you'll find an interesting human invention: money. At the surface, it's just paper, a sequence of digits. But as it flows through our systems, we start to realize that money is a symbol of the trust we place in one another. The dollar that gets spent at the store, that pays for the inventory, which buys more materials, that pays an employee, that covers her mortgage. Connection after connection after connection between people. And across all these points, Huntington is there, not as a link in the chain, but as caretaker of the chain. We keep it connected, strong, and stable. And herein lies Huntington's purpose. At the very heart of it, we are looking out for people as they move through life, helping their businesses thrive, strengthening their communities. There are always challenges along the way, breakdowns we can't anticipate. Yet, we have a track record of over 150 years of figuring things out. We'll innovate through, patiently offer guidance, like we always have. Because looking to the future, we see a digitally accomplished bank that understands the human connection is more important than the Wi-Fi connection. We see a bank where every penny is followed and where data points are connected, all in the service of improving financial health. We see a bank working with and for people by sticking to our Midwestern values: common sense, integrity, humility, and a strong work ethic. We see a bank so entrenched in our customers' businesses that the relationships seem forged in steel. We see a bank where saving money is possible for everyone, and where debt is designed to work for people, not against them. We see a bank that helps this family into their first home, that gives this neighborhood a place to buy fresh groceries, that helps this team hire 50 new employees, and puts her through college. We see a bank where everyone has an opportunity for financial success. Huntington, welcome.
Look at that.
I love it.
Let's give it up for our sponsors.
That's great.
Not only do they fuel the great work of the Chamber, I'm reminded that they pay my salary, and looking at my boys who all need braces, we love you guys. So it feels like a pandemic since we consolidated with the Twin West Chamber a year and a half ago. And at that time, we made a commitment to the 10 suburbs in the West Metro that we were going to build on the programming, build on the connections, build on the partnerships. And we have been hard at work doing just exactly that. And Angie Whitcomb and so many people on my team have been leading that work. I believe that the consolidation is every bit as important today as it was 18 months ago. I believe it's going to be more important into the future. And we are building those partnerships and wanted to give you a little bit of a look at what that looks like. Take a look.
Here's the story of a group of cities which were busy with ideas on how to zone. Crystal, Plymouth, Maple Grove, and Minnetonka. These suburbs were well known. Here's the story of a few more cities. Brooklyn Park, which had its share of antelope. St. Louis Park and Golden Valley. And don't forget New Hope. And here's the story of a major metro trying hard to make it on its own, facing issues like transit and like housing, but it was not alone. For the day came when that city met those suburbs. Hey, hi! And they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that this group must somehow form a region. That's the way we all became the Chamber Bunch. The Chamber Bunch. The Chamber Bunch. That's the way we became the Chamber Bunch.
With New Hope, Brad Wearsome with Minnetonka, Jeff Waskey with Plymouth, Mark Stephenson with Maple Grove, and Jake Spano with St. Louis Park.
Big
round of applause.
Yeah, that's great.
And to so many more mayors all across the region that we serve. I know the mayor of Edina, Jim Hovland, is here tonight. Karen Dewar, who leads the Regional Council of Mayors and wrangles all the mayors, has joined us. They're doing incredible work in all of our cities across this great region.
We got one more video, I think.
We do have one more. I actually think you're in.
I am in it. That's why I'm excited.
So you want? Should we watch it?
I mean, if nobody's doing anything.
All right, let's cue it up.
Okay.
Yes. So I found the perfect person for the sales position, but she doesn't want to drive and have to park downtown every day. What can we do?
Okay, that's where we were going with that. Does she have friends?
I didn't ask that as part of the interview process.
Because it'd be really helpful if she could take a carpool. Okay, hold on. I haven't left this building for 3 years. I don't, maybe there's something in here. I've never actually looked in here. Hey, she can take a bus. I'm joking. She needs something bigger than that. A bigger bus. Okay, no, but a bus is a good idea. You know, she can probably use her phone. I can't. I still have a Nokia 26. It doesn't have Wi-Fi. This is that's a lake map for fishing. You want to go fishing sometime? No? Okay. If she's looking, look, we got Metro Pass. These are perfect. She just needs to put them in her wallet. She can get a bigger wallet or it doesn't really matter. Let's got it. You ever seen Mary Poppins? Just whips one of these bad boys out, goes outside. She goes to work. Tom, no, I'm sorry, I didn't open this up in here. Hey, I found the card. I don't know where my wallet is. It's got money for the vending machine. Right. I lost. Walking. She could walk. She could walk to work. People like to walk. She could get up at 2 a.m. so she can get to here at 8 o'clock. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Come in. Hi.
Hi. Okay, hi. So I have a new hire, but they don't want to have to drive and park downtown. Can you help?
Absolutely. You have come to the right place. So we're Move Minneapolis, and we are experts in getting people to and from downtown.
That sounds really good because my HR department doesn't want to have to figure out individual transit plans for every single employee.
Well, they don't have to. That's what we do. We can help your new hire or anyone else at your company find the most convenient option for them.
And will they have to ride on a tiny paper bus?
No. We can work with them and build a plan for them that uses Metro Transit buses or light rail or even a nice ride e-bike in the summer.
So, could you help others at my company or even the entire HR department?
Yeah, absolutely. We know there's a lot on everyone's plate right now. As people come back and are trying to navigate hybrid working schedules, we can help all the employees at your company figure out door-to-door transportation options. We can help your HR department even assess how employees are already getting to work, whatever you guys need.
Wow, that sounds amazing. What's the catch?
No catch. Move wants to help everyone get downtown in a way that's going to work for them. We want to make it easy for everyone to make easy and healthy options for themselves, and we also want to help the planet too, so that's an added bonus to all of this.
That is so cool. So, what do we do?
You can just tell your HR department to give us a call or shoot us an email. We'll be happy to help.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell them to give you a call or an email.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to hearing from them.
Okay, yay! Okay,
have a
goodbye.
good day.
I have solved your employees' transportation needs. Stay there. Every morning, she gets in the box. She writes the address of the downtown. She mailed herself to work. Huh? Huh?
Hello, I'm Dr. Angie Bessendorfer, Regional Vice President at Western Governors University, or WGU, a private nonprofit university. Today, I'd like to share information with you about how WGU's degree programs can serve your organization and its employees. WGU offers both undergraduate and graduate degrees designed for the working adult. Our market-responsive online degrees reach broadly across high workforce need areas and are designed to help graduates leave with real-life competencies that translate into careers. The benchmarks of WGU degrees are driven by industry relevance and tightly designed to meet workforce needs. Aligning education to your strategic objectives is what's important. We provide an avenue to an affordable degree with parallel real-world application, and all of this while the employee continues to work, enabling you to create the workforce you need going forward. WGU is the fastest, most affordable way for individuals to earn their degree. A course only takes a student as long as it takes them to prove they've mastered the material, and that greatly reduces the time and ultimately expense to achieve their degree. This saves you money as an employer and fills vacant in-demand roles faster by giving you more options to hire from within. Plus, if you offer a tuition assistance program, there could be significant savings to your company by choosing WGU as a premier institution. With our total graduates growing each day, we're continuing to exceed employer satisfaction. Employers are telling us that our graduates are prepared for their jobs, their performance is excellent or very good, and that they would hire another WGU graduate. I want to leave you with a few questions. How are you addressing the skill gaps within your business? And planning for employees whose roles will be replaced by technology? How are you growing leaders for the future of your organization? And lastly, how can WGU help? WGU can help. We'll discover how to align high-quality instruction to your strategic goals. Let's start the conversation by scheduling a meeting. I look forward to the opportunity to discuss the many benefits of WGU and how we can work together to address your workforce needs.
Well, I'm told we can't go through an entire Tonight Show event without a tonight's top 10 list. So I'm excited to welcome my friends, partners, and people that I suckered into doing this bit. Welcome to the stage, President and CEO of BOMA Minneapolis, Sarah Anderson, the CEO of Meet Minneapolis, Melvin Tennant, and the CEO of the Minneapolis Downtown Council, Steve Kramer. That is a good-looking group.
Well,
you're welcome.
Thank you. You know, now I may be biased, but I think Minnesota is the perfect place for a World Expo. Don't you all agree?
Minnesota is in contention for the World Expo 2027, which will be the first World Expo or fair on U.S. soil in more than 40 years.
So tonight, we've got for you the top 10 reasons why Minnesota is the perfect place for the World Expo 2027.
All right. Number 10. We're showcasing America, and what's more American than a mall named after it?
Number 9. It's the only place where people freak out when a cherry and spoon goes missing.
Number 8. People from around the world can hear stories about the great Halloween blizzard of 1991.
Number 7. With 40,000 hotel rooms in the region, plus that pull-out couch at Jonathan's house, that's 40,001 places for people to stay.
Number 6. We named the snowplow after Betty White.
Number 5. 10,000 lakes means all Expo attendees will get one in their goodie bag.
Number 4. We can teach the world our state language. Passive aggression.
Number 3, better than the Wisconsin Dells.
Number 2, the accent, don't you know?
And the number 1 reason we know they'll choose us, all together, Prince!
I literally cashed every favor I had for that. Wow. That is our show for tonight. I want to thank again our presenting sponsors, Target, Huntington Bank, and Western Governors University. I want to thank our special guests, Senator Smith, Senator Klobuchar, and Governor Walz. I want to thank our incredible mayors, Mayor Fry, Mayor Bussey from Bloomington, all of the mayors from across the region for playing along. And I want to thank our top 10 trio, Steve, Sarah, and Melvin. Cassie and Daryl, thank you for your leadership. My sidekick, Tane Danger, let's give it up for that guy. He's like the guy you love in a play, and he comes up and he gets the big applause. And I just want to also thank our production crew. Incredible amount of work goes into an event like this. So the team at Rock What You Got, the Fillmore, and most importantly, my team at the Chamber. They've put in countless hours, not just to support you each and every day, but to produce this event. Hopefully it was a ton of fun. Good night from the Atmosphere Commercial Interior Studio. Let's give it up one more time for Dennis Curley and the Explainers. Have a great night.
One time, a round of applause, Jonathan Weinhagen, everybody! Everybody!
There is superstition. The rock